hi, it seems my little comment on Substack got some traction, so here's a little bit more about what I meant in my comment about live music and its theoretical renaissance for young people, or maybe just every people. Here's the deal. I'm recording this at a rehearsal space, so I'm in the belly of the beast, or somewhere in the digestive tract. Right now there's 5 rooms full, and 3 of them are cover bands, and 2 are original. And that's rare, because most of the time here it's mostly cover bands. 1 band doing originals, and 4 of the rooms with cover bands. And from what I hear the people say, that there are, all these bands are getting gigs, the cover bands. The amount of places that book live music is, shrunk a lot in the past decades. So now there's less places to play, and most of them have cover bands, which means original music has a harder time finding a slice of the real estate of live music. All right, so start there. I started my music stuff in late 80s, early 90s, and while it was never easy to be a live band back then, it was easier then to get gigs than it is now. It's much easier to promote yourself now and record yourself now, but in terms of getting gigs around here, it's very difficult. Now, I grew up and started my life in it after the golden era for rock music, and as my other video about Greg Gualtieri, Greg told me that when he was a kid in the 60s and doing gigs in the late 60s and 70s, there were a lot of places to play. It still wasn't an easy way to make a life, but you could do it. But once the drinking age turned from 18 to 21, that caused a lot of problems in terms of people attending live music. And I'm pretty sure at that point in time, you had to pay to play. You had to buy tickets in order to actually play somewhere. The glam metal scene in Hollywood is known for that. That's, all the Gazaris, the Rainbow, all that stuff, that whole pay to play. You see it in every documentary about that time. Now, live music is going to stay around for probably forever. Now, by live music, I mean people making music with their own bodies and fingers and, voice and whatever. Moms will still, sing their babies to sleep, and people will gather for parties or religious services and sing and dance and do all that. It's gonna stay around. But personally, I'm not sure about how long the business of new bands growing in this not fertile soil of having nowhere to play live and no way to get rewarded for their recordings. Please don't get me started on Spotify. If you can't make a buck doing what you love, then why are you going to do it? That's really the thing, or even have the hope of making a buck, of winning what would have been the lottery of getting a record deal. There's no breeding ground for live bands, and all the classic bands that are making all the money now, who were around since the 70s, 80s, and 90s and whatever, they did a lot of live gigs. There are not a lot of places, at least around here, to do live gigs. I don't even know about coffee houses for people. I know that from what my guitar students say, there's maybe there's a coffee house one time a year, but I don't see any talent shows. I don't see students making bands. In fact, one band my students have tried to put together, they're having a very difficult time. It took them forever to find a drummer. And all of these things, I think in the youth, there's a desire to be a rock star, but it's less because you don't need to do that to become famous or a star. You just need to be an Instagram influencer or whatever. So live music now is kind of in a low spot in terms of original music, and original music is where you get the classics from over time. So as a working musician, and someone who's been doing it since before the internet was a thing and before cell phones were really a thing, I can say that it's tough, and you're not going to get a lot of new bands for the long game if they don't have their live act together. That's because when you play live, it's how you learn what you do. So as you can hear, there are many bands out there. So music is not dead, but original music, especially original music for people between the ages of 17 and 25, 26, there are not a lot of places to play. The money in it, the money in making music, which is a good thing. Why not make money at music? Everybody else makes money at cooking and being a doctor or a lawyer. If you study the skill set of music and you make good stuff, why shouldn't you get paid for it? Music is a craft, it's a trade, it's a skill. Like welding, like orthopedics, like anything else. It's a skill set. So I'm not sure where everything is headed. I don't think that with the new generation not liking drinking, which is a good thing for health, that there's going to be a way to monetize people gathering in one place to watch live music. Hopefully it'll happen. I don't know. But again, hopefully that shed a little bit more light on exactly what's been going on. From what the bands tell me here, there are places to play, but they're fewer than there were. And from what I can gather from the few bands that do original music, there are places to play, but they're not as easy to get to, let's put it that way. It's around, but it ain't easy. And, so we'll see. But I hope live music makes a comeback. I'm not sure how. I don't think AI is going to replace it, at least for a generation or two. So that's it. I hope this made some sense and clarified the whole music life thing and live music. So that is all. And the bands are beginning to come out of their room. So thank you all.